Greetings, everybody. It is Artemis. Hope we're all doing very well today. So, we're going to talk about NaughtyDog situation. If you're not aware, it is a game developer that has come out and done a lot of damage in the last, I'd say, probably 48 hours in regards to a game called The Last of Us 2 from some leaks and stuff, and a lot of prominent um, YouTubers, Twitter people with green, or not green, blue check marks and stuff have been banned, or they've gotten strikes on their channels and stuff like that. Um, it's kind of an all-out war. It's a PR nightmare and stuff. I'm not I'm not in any way um, a big gamer and stuff. I used to be and stuff. And all that. I even helped a couple of my friends start their studios and all that as a project manager and stuff. I'm pretty good about um, organizing groups and figuring out where people are strong, where they're weak, where we have weak points. Basically a consultant in all that. And I've heard a lot of really, really questionable things with regards to this studio. Not only their straight up attacks on YouTubers and stuff, but there are some people that are on the brink of actually losing their channels and stuff, and they're not even warranted and stuff. They're saying that people are showing screenshots and other type of footage and stuff like that, and the studio's claiming it is former code that was found inside of the game on some early releases and so on and so forth, which I can attest to that in many games there's previous versions or previous incarnations of the game and stuff like that, and they do change over time because a lot of gaming companies, they do not, and I repeat, do not remake or recode things a lot of times. A lot of times they will reuse the code over and over and over again. This is an easy way for them to get their product out quickly to develop, and so on and so forth, which makes sense. I've got a friend who's an app developer for a big company, and I won't say who it is and stuff like that. But he was telling me, he goes, "Oh yeah, we recycle code all the time." And so we just put our, spin on whatever the title is or what the game is and change some of the functions and all that, which that makes sense, right? I mean, why reinvent the wheel if you don't have to? You know what I'm saying? The costs and overruns and all that stuff. Well, this company, Naughty Dogs, is really going after fans. They're attacking reviewers and stuff, and putting all these copyright claims on and stuff, and it just seems so just overblown for no apparent reason at all and stuff, and I guess apparently the situation came to be when a lot of people found out that the leak was more woke storyline crap that we've been getting from Hollywood in general and stuff like that. We haven't seen it leak into the gaming very often and stuff like that, but I guess this is kind of the first channel that has done that. But so I'm reading on one of these websites called Bounding into Comics and stuff that they were saying the video game news outlet VG247 has taken a swing at fans of The Last of Us 2, who remain suspicious of Naughty Dog's official claim that individuals outside the Naughty Dog and Sony were responsible for the recent leak of cutscenes months ahead of the game's official release, calling skeptics angry internet babies and basement dwelling shitlords. How do you like being told that's who you are and stuff instead of a consumer that loves their product? Would you want to go out and buy something that someone calls you angry internet babies and basement dwelling shitlords? I mean, that's just BS, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Going on to it further here, prior to Naughty Dog's official statement that the leakers were not affiliated with Sony Interactive, the prevalent rumor was that the cutscenes had been leaked by a disgruntled Naughty Dog employee over a pay and benefits dispute, sparked a massive wave of backlash against the studio for their alleged mistreatment of their employees. The following Dog statement, former Tiku reporter John Schreier claimed the leaks were due to hackers. He wrote, short version, hackers found a security vulnerability in the patch for an older Naughty Dog game and used it to get access to ND servers. I'm sorry, but I'm calling BS on that. Why would there be accessible code or otherwise inside of a game for a game that's going to be released from a previous game title or anything like that? Does that make any sense to you? That does not. And yes, like I said, they do reuse code and stuff like that, but why? Why? You know what I'm saying? So Jason Schroeder of Kutuku goes on and says, after talking to two people with direct knowledge of the title leaked, as well as some Naughty Dog employees, I have a good idea of what happened. So he's just going on and on and on about this so-called hack and previous information found in there and stuff. And overall the years and stuff and all that, my IT and gaming background is from modding and stuff like that. On large gaming teams and stuff like that. So I'm pretty knowledgeable how this stuff works. And yes, there's vulnerabilities, but if it's found and stuff, and as anybody knows, dude, you're not going to leave vulnerabilities in there for someone to hack. You know what I'm saying? And all that. That's why they patch things when they find things. And usually it's the gamers who actually find the actual problems that they find, you know? Um, Furthermore, this Jason Schreier goes on and says, I think the footage that leaked is from the devs playing an earlier build. I haven't watched it. Most of the importantly rumors of this being an act of protest by a contractor who pays was robbed are not true. Now, if you don't understand the gaming industry and stuff like that, he's got a really relevant concern here. Stuff like that. Usually you farm out a lot of stuff, depending on what it is. But, it's also up to they don't usually get the full game, or they only get, they piece it out. Depending on what the title is, you want to keep it under wraps as much as possible, because a lot of times contractors and those are kind of shitty people. But at the same time, I've got to say that um you know that contractor that is helping to build that game and stuff like that, you're not going to get any more business. So there's a big emphasis on ensuring that things do not get leaked out. It's just bad business practice. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it makes sense, right? So this article goes on and on and on and stuff. And on May 4th, in an article from VG 24/7, the deputy editor Kirk McKean, the concerns of the unconvinced fans are well-being of the workers of Naughty Dog, claiming that these concerns have been co-opted and used as an excuse to act at horribly by a vocal portion of the audience. So in other words, you're not allowed to have an opinion, and if you do, we're going to ban you, restrict you, or block you, or get you taken down, or otherwise. Others have dismissed these accusations as conspiracies and so on and so forth. This McKean further went on, insulting, asserts that the only reason these basement-dwelling shitlords who complain about characters' breast size are upset is because the story isn't catered to them, and claims the fans are using Ellie's sexuality as a shield. And so, well, each their own, but I don't know much about this title and stuff. I don't know anything about Naughty Dog and all that. I don't review games very often. This is pretty much my same one, but this is about culture and stuff like that. This is the PC freaking woke community that's trying to change a lot of culture across the globe. It's not just in the US, it's in the UK, it's in Europe and stuff like that. You know, I mean, if you're so worried about why is it that Hollywood and game developers is that change certain things to cater to China? They'll change things in movies and they do change things in games, you know? So if you're so worried about it, then why are you changing things to fit other countries? Because you don't do it for most of the Western world. You just shove this crap down our throats, you know? So he goes on here and he writes, yet the conspiracy theories soldier on because of the wall-ups on the internet. I believe there's a single reason for this. It's because this vocal minority of angry internet babies are pissed off that the story isn't catered to them. The prognosticist of reality. Over the years, video games have done their best to pander to them. Every bit of corporate message makes them believe art is for them and artists are their servants. We do this for you, the gamers, says the corporate overlord who wants to sell you a product. Don't like it? Don't worry. We'll patch it out. It's basement-dwelling shitlords who complain about characters' breast sizes, if they're realistic. It's the SJW game. It's censorship. If they massive cartoon tits, blah, 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 blah. You know. So, anyone who plays The Last of Us knows Ellie is gay, and these shitbirds use that fact as a shield. I like the first one, so I'm clearly not mad if the game is progressive, and blah, 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 blah. So, it's just this freaking elitist crap from these just out of touch people, you know, and stuff. All people want, just like they are in the movies or TV shows, they want a good story. Stop injecting your progressive woke crap. Nobody wants it in their games, nobody wants them in their movies, and nobody wants them in their TV shows. Okay? That we use entertainment to escape from everyday life and for the situation we're all dealing with right now, no matter where we are in the world and stuff, you know. And these people are just elitist, you know, and stuff. I don't understand why there's big publishers that still even exist today. And I say that because you don't need EA. You don't need Activision. You know what I'm saying? These people are out of their freaking gorge, man, and stuff. You know, there's a lot of potential and a lot of good gamers out there that know how to code, mod, you know, do graphics, you know, engine development and so on and so forth, especially with the Unreal Engine. It's free to use until you hit a certain royalty mark. And then you start paying the royalty fees to them. But for the most part, they give you all the tools you need to build an MMO or whatever type of game you want. And their teams are freaking wonderful in helping, you know. So, you know, and then you've got the ability of going out to Indiegogo and you know and bankrolling your own game. You don't need a big publisher to be successful. You need good gamers that know what they're doing, that provide a good story, good gameplay, and thinking outside the box, that is what has been lost when it comes to gaming, to movies, to, you know, to our beloved TV shows and our beloved franchises that they have just completely hijacked. And this is just another one of those situations that, you know, it's just like, you know, what is your problem? You know? So I'm going to end it here. I'm at my 15-minute mark. If you would, please let me know your thoughts on this video. Your thoughts on Naughty Dog's situation. If you don't know, run over to Bounty into Comics. They're really, really good website and stuff like that. You can read about their opinions and thoughts on it as well too. Please subscribe, like, and share. I really appreciate you listening to this podcast. Take care, everybody, and wait for the next video.